Disclaimer. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and should not be considered as facts. Nothing that is said about any person, organization, gaming company, or sport topic in general should be taken as facts, as well as any talk about any political, religious, or medical topics. As for medical topics at all times, you should speak to a licensed medical professional before any opinion is considered. Everything that is said on this podcast is opinion-based only. Viewers and listeners' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the DrVtach Show. This podcast is a long-form conversation hosted by DrVtach with the top guests in the world of esports. All from owners, pros, semi-pros, former pros, and content creators of many games. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DrVtach Show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Well, today we got a special guest, and oh boy, this guy is special, and he is phenomenal. Guys, I want to introduce you to a longtime friend. I've been trying so hard to get him in, and finally we made it happen. He's on the podcast, a former wild card, a teammate. And actually, now he is with beastcoast, and yes, he is a major champ. Let's give a good applause. Welcome to my good friend, Froshii, Tony. So, Tony, how's everything, man? How's life now?
Yeah, I mean, just getting back to normal life now. I got back from Manchester at about Monday night. What's it now? Thursday morning, so... Just been chilling, getting back in the swing of things. Just I'm already back at work. I mean, we're not scrimming at the moment, but I myself am back at work. Just getting ready for the World Cup quals coming soon, and yeah, just staying dialed as much as possible.
I'm gonna tell you, man, this is an amazing, one of the most amazing majors I've seen so far. Despite the SI, phase versus W7M, but this one hit really special to my heart because a lot of the guys that are on Beast Coast are actually friends of mine. I know Gunner, I know Gavini, I know who Fed is. These are guys I mod for on their streams, and I know them for quite some time, and I know you for quite some time as well. I just don't know Diffuser that much. I know Hot and Cold a little bit. Actually, he follows me on Twitter. I interviewed his uncle. Really nice guy as well. So now I see you guys, and you guys were playing against BDS. And I have to admit, yes, Shaiko's always been my favorite R6 player for many, many years. Individually. I always liked him as, his style, his uniqueness, the way he plays. But when he goes against my friends, BDS going against my friends, I have to side with my friends. I was rooting for you guys all along. And I saw this like amazing talent, a group of guys getting together and just like created a Cinderella story, man. Yeah. I mean, I was in shock. A lot of people were in shock. A lot of people were like surprised because they didn't have you as winning this major. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, we say it all the time. Listening to other people, it's just narrative, right? We're really just dialed in on ourselves. It's a big part of our team culture. Obviously, it's realistic for people to not think we would have done what we would have done, but we always had the belief, not necessarily the belief, like we weren't always thinking like, oh, we're going to win the major. We're thinking we're going to win the next game. We're going to get better today. We're going to do our thing. We're going to play our game, right? We're going to give it all. And then that is what led us to win the major, right? We just stayed very much in the moment. We didn't listen to a ton of people. We always had that internal belief that we can do anything as long as we played our game. So, and that was from the beginning. Even when we started in the NAL 0-3, we knew that we had some problems. We had to talk, and we fixed them. We worked harder, and that was the result. So it's always just day by day. We went into every game thinking we can win if we play our game. We went to every practice day saying we're gonna get better, and that was the result.
Man, it was freaking wild, bro. I mean, were you were in backstage all along, or you were sitting up front watching it?
So during the phase 2, I was back stage or in the green room. So I was like either like right behind where Fat and the players were, like literally if you know how that wall is there, I was like
Mm-hmm.
right behind there. That there's like TVs there and stuff. So I was there, or during the stage, I spent most of my time at the bottom of the crowd. And there were TVs there as well. Um we also had like green rooms all the way in the back. So um, I was spending some time there, but during the crowd, I was mostly just trying to be as close to the players as possible, and so I was at the bottom of the stage most of the time.
Now, to let the fans around the world know, uh, tell them what is it that you do for Beast Coast.
Okay, so first, I handle our statistics, so that's mostly internal at the moment. But I will also do some external as well, when needed. So internal meaning like our own stats, external meaning other teams. I'll help with pretty much anything that Fett or Eric would need from me. So I'd help him with prep. I'd help him with strat making on occasion. Um, if for some reason Eric can't make scrims, I fill in for him and I coach him in that time. So I just try and help Fett wherever I can. A lot of time when it comes to like how I help him prep, it's like he'll be looking for a more general thing, and he'll be like, hey Froshii, can you go and see how they react to this and this, or how they go about doing this and this, so he doesn't have to necessarily look for it. Something more on the micro side, just things like that.
Okay, and you're also an analyst for them too, right?
Yeah. Well, that's what
That's
an analyst would do. Yeah.
okay. Because you also would analyze the other team to see what they do in certain maps and then give out that information to your team.
Yeah, that is something that mostly Eric would handle in terms of giving it to the team. I would just help Eric in that
Okay.
scenario.
In that scenario
Um,
as well.
yeah.
Now, I assume that you guys had a, once you knew you got to face BDS, were you guys like going like crazy? Like, oh my God, we got to go face Chico and gang. What are we gonna do? Let's try to like regroup and let's look at their strats. Let's see how they do. Or you guys kind of like just like, okay, let's just go with the flow.
It was always just go with the flow. We weren't like necessarily like losing our shit because we were playing BDS. I mean, you saw the side of the bracket we were on. We were on the all Brazil bracket. That wasn't
Mm-hmm.
really, I mean, like we saw that, we are like, okay, uh this is not going to be easy, but we believed in ourselves. And we prepped for every game the same. It's not like because we were playing phase we did something different, we went about it different. It's not like because we were playing liquid we went about it different. It's not like because we were playing BDS and it was a grand final that we went about it different. Vet and I did the same thing. The players handled it the same way. um and that's sort of the mentality. It's always just next game up, play our game, do our thing, and that's it.
Now, to be really honest with you, you guys were fighting against the big dogs. I mean, you guys being the team that a lot of people didn't expect to make it that far, you guys had to face really top heavy duty teams. You guys weren't going against easy teams. So I think I think that kind of like benefited you guys to win this because after like you said you had the Brazilian bracket that wasn't easy. I mean, I would have liked an easier bracket, but you guys had it tough. It's like you're sparring against heavyweight in your middle class. And then afterwards you're like, "Hey, we could do this. We got this." I mean, it was wild, man. I saw it and I was like tense. I was jumping up and down. I was freaked out. I was like, "Gosh." But you guys pulled it through. It's like they say, call it the Cinderella story.
Yeah, I mean, to win a major, you have to beat the big dogs. You have to beat the big
Yeah.
teams. There's no easy path in a major. Um, and like we knew that. Like it's not like we're there for a reason. We're up against those guys for a reason. and we're all fighting for a championship at the end of the day. And I think something that helped us a lot is we approached our losses after the fact early on in the major against Dark Zero and against FaZe. We went about those really well. I'm really proud of the players for having such just a learning mentality about it. No one got upset, no one blamed each other. And that, again, that's such a big part of our team culture. And Fett's biggest contribution to this team, as much as he does, he set that team culture really early, and that above all is what's carried us through. And we looked at our mistakes and we got better from those losses, and that carried us through to be able to beat the teams in the further side of the bracket.
Yeah, I'm gonna be really sincere. Fed is a really intelligent coach. A lot of people don't know. Fed took a team and and won undefeated, and that was on the oh gosh, now my brain is stuck.
RTV, reality TV.
Yeah, reality TV.
Yeah, that was in Challenger League, yeah.
And Challenger League, and they went all the way straight through, beating teams, winning, and then won the Challenger League on 22 and just won it all. I was like, that's amazing. And then, I know a lot of people didn't have hopes for him because for some odd reason, I just don't know why, because he's really good at what he does. And I really loved his energy. His energy at the major was there. When the team was down or they were losing or whatever, his energy stayed the same. His, positivity was out there. He was just pumped up. And I think that motivated a lot of the guys to keep them focused into what they needed to do. I was wild, man. I was freaking wild.
No, I mean, Eric's energy is it's impossible to not feed off of. He's seriously such an emphatic guy. When it's time, when it's time for the game day, he's just so into it, and he's so passionate. Provided some laughs for us against ITB when he was just yelling at Kenny. And he's a joy to work with as well. He pushes everybody, including me, to be better. He pushes himself to be better. He pushes our management to be better. He's such a work hard, passionate mentality, bring everybody up mentality. He's such a great guy and a great coach.
Yeah, really, really good guy. I'm gonna be really sincere with you. I mean, you guys did phenomenal. Gunner, an experienced player, Cavini, experienced player, Hot and Cold, very experienced player. The only person that was a little bit kind of iffy about, and it's because he's new and he doesn't have that much experience as these other guys do, was Diffuser. Because Diffuser, how long he's been in Pro League? Not, I think, what, a year or two? I mean, not that long, right?
This is his first stage.
This is his first stage.
He won Element 2, I think, with Envy, and then he got on this team.
Okay. I think now for the next time when he goes, and now for this next major, is this going to be considered a major, the World Tournament, or?
This one, no, it's completely, it's like a separate thing. Ubisoft doesn't run this.
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure, I mean, everyone's going to look at it it's a big deal still. It's just not inside of Ubisoft.
There's a lot of money.
and a dope trophy. I don't know if you've seen the trophy. It looks incredible.
No, I haven't seen it.
I gotta send it to you now. But yeah, it's such a beautiful trophy, man. It's literally the best.
I'm gonna tell you, the trophy that you guys got was freaking sick. That trophy was wild.
Trust me, I'm just incredible. I sent you that World Cup trophy. It's literally it's super beautiful. And I'm a soccer fan, so the idea of the World Cup, being able to compete in that'd be sick.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That looks freaking wicked.
Yeah.
That does looks, in a way, it gives off a little bit of a World Cup vibe to it.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It's
Dang.
incredible. Anyone listening, you got to look up that trophy.
Yeah,
It's
look it up.
really
Anyone that's listening, look it up. Jeez Louise. Goodbye, Hammer. This one outbeats you.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I
this
mean,
one
maybe not
definitely
for prestige, but
Yeah.
for looks, yeah.
for looks and the grand money prize. I heard that it was allegedly it's going to be like what 750,000 for the winner or something like that.
That's what it was for Gamers 8 last year. I'm actually not sure. It's probably going to be a lot though. That's just how it usually is with these tournaments. We got to make it there first. So
Yeah.
worry about the prize pool after we win it.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to do good. You guys are going to do phenomenal. You guys got the chemistry. You got the team together. You guys going to do just like you guys going to. I don't have no doubt. I know now a lot of eyes are going to be on you guys, so no pressure. So it's sometimes it's better to be the underdog than to have the one that everybody's gonna be looking at. But you're a major champion. I mean, everybody's gonna look at you guys now. You're gonna be the big talk.
I mean, that's where the no narratives comes in.
Yeah.
It's all the same, man. You can't listen to anybody else. You just
Yeah, you can't.
You have to stay within your guys. You have to stay within your walls, and you just got to stay locked in. Any time you let narrative creep in, whether it's a narrative that you're an underdog, or a narrative that so and so is playing poorly, or a narrative that you're gonna lose to this team, or a narrative that you have to win, or it's a travesty, that all is just gonna take away from you improving and you playing your game and you getting results. That's it.
That's true, man. You know what was really kind of like it hit my gut a little bit, but at the end of the day, I was like, okay, fine. Was that the crowd when you guys were playing, there were, saying Beast Coast sucks. And I was like, and then I had another group saying, let's go Beast Coast. And then the other group say Beast Coast sucks. I was like, what the heck? Come on. And I was like, okay, I hope Gunner and Gavini and Spirits just go freaking rampage, and Hot and Cold just freaking go beast mode. Shut these people up.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but Gunner waved them goodbye right as we won.
Yes, I saw that. He turned to the right. He's like, bye bye.
Yeah. He's definitely a funny guy. That was cool. But I mean, that's just how crowds are. I mean, I'm surprised. Like, shout out to all the Beast Coast fans that came out to England, because I was expecting, once we played that EU team, right?
Yeah.
Once we knew that we were playing BDS, I was like, okay, well, we're definitely not gonna have the crowd.
Correct.
That's the thing. And we didn't really have the crowd, but we had more of the crowd than I thought. Because at the end of the day, I think EU major, France is really close. This is a French org, 3
Correct.
French players, a French coach. There's an English player on this team, and I think I actually am not sure where Solitov's from, but I was not like expecting to have the crowd on our side, but the fact that we had as much as the crowd we did, shout out to all the Beast Coast fans that made it out there.
And
I got to meet a lot of them, which is awesome.
Really?
Yeah. So, and it was a joy meeting all of them, for real.
Oh, that's crazy, man. Many asked for autographs and stuff like that.
Well, we had a signing session as a team.
Okay.
But anyone that came in and asked for pictures, I was really honored. So, again, it was just fun. Being able to walk around the stadium and meet you guys after our matches and stuff like that. The signing session was super fun because everyone was just so happy that we won. As happy as us, pretty much, and it was fun.
That's crazy. Now, after the match and everything is said and done, and you guys go backstage, I know you got to probably face the BDS guys. How was that about? I mean, you guys were like, everybody was cool. Were they cool with you guys, or I know some teams get really sour and they just become really, really stupid at the end, but some just take it well and they just keep on, moving forward. Anything about that? You got to see Chaiko and then Lick Effect did phenomenal. I got to give it up to the guy. I mean, him and Gunner, they were at it for the most kills.
Yeah, I mean, Leaky Fack is like, I mean, at least in terms of EU, he's the best player in EU for sure. He's incredible.
Yeah.
As like before the game, I mean, I literally did a jersey swap with BDS's analyst like the night before, and it's on Twitter. So like that's my guy. They were really
nice.
They were really nice. Their staff was nice. I mean, I didn't really talk to a ton of other players. Solotov didn't really talk to anybody. From what I saw, but no, like they're all good sports. Breeday's a nice guy from who I spoke to, or who I saw. I didn't really have like a conversation with him, but no, yeah, it was all like sportsmanship. We all knew that we were competing, but there's no like animosity really.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. They tweeted out something like they were all bummed out and down, and I tweeted back to them. I said, "Listen, you guys won the Yunkipor major. Don't forget about it. You forget about it so quickly, and you guys have a major on your belt, so don't go bumming yourself out. And so I mean, nobody likes to lose, but you can't win them all. You win some and you lose some. And this time, Beast Coast, it was their time. I mean, it's your time. Your team definitely pulled through and did what you guys had to do to win. But yeah, that's cool. There's professionalism. Everybody was cool. Because in some other cases in different sports, some people they just can't handle losses well. They don't handle it pretty good. But that's crazy, man. That's really nice. Now, was this your first time going to Manchester, or have you been there before, even as a fan or just to analyze something?
No, this was my first time out of the country. And it's also just my first R6 event in general. I've never went to an R6 event as a fan, never been to as a competitor. So it was sick, man, just like as a whole, because there was a lot for me to sink in. Like I'd never even been to like, any of the majors in the US or Canada. To watch. I'd never done that. I'd always say to my brother, my first event I'm going to be competing at, and that's what happened. Wow. And it was just really crazy. Definitely exceeded expectations. And it was a really good time for sure.
I bet your Twitter follower group raised up a little bit after that win.
Yeah, and I needed it, man. I didn't have that many, so.
I'm telling you right now, sure. I don't have that much. It's the craziest thing. It's the really wildest thing. I have some people, say, dude, I know you and you're pretty popular in the pro league scene, but you don't have that much followers on Twitter. And I said, I know, it's crazy. I said, the pros know who I am, but the fans don't. So when they go, I kind of notice, he says, man, you got so many people that follow you. And I see a big majority are pros and important people in the pro league. He said, heck, you even have Summit 1G follows you. And then but you don't have that much fans. And I said, yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. And now with the podcast, just got the email not long ago. I said this before in previous episodes that from 14 countries, now I'm at 25 being listened to around the world. And it's pretty wild because I'm looking at countries. I'm like, being listened in Sweden, Japan, China, Russia. I'm like, dang. Is this thing on the program, the analyst tells me, all the countries are, I was like, okay. I'm like, this is freaking wild. This is freaking wild.
No, I mean, you're doing your thing, man. What can I say? Yeah. You're doing your thing, and you're growing a lot, bro. I mean, for sure. I mean, you're like, what it sounds like to me is you have a ton of connections. So
yeah, it's what it is. It's connections. It's connections, and then when people look at and they say, okay, wait, this person follows them, this person follows them, then they feel more comfortable and to coming on the podcast, and then, word of mouth, they'll ask around, and they're like, okay, yeah, this guy told me that you did for him, and he said you're cool, so I'll be down. And
Yeah.
so yeah, it's a nice thing. Now
you're doing your thing, man. Simple as that.
I gotta do something, man, because I tried streaming, and streaming wasn't for me. A lot of people didn't want to see a controller player playing on PC. Some would watch me, they're like, dude, you got talent. I'm like, yeah, it's just fun. I just play out of experience. But I wasn't gaining a lot of viewers. I was like, I want to do something different. I want to do something that I like. Let me do podcasts.
That's what you got to do, bro.
Yeah.
You got to find what you like, man, and just keep hammering at it.
Keep going at it now. Now, question to let the fans know: how was it that you started gaming? How did everything begin for you? You started off on console, or how did everything started with you?
Yeah, so I started way back when I was like 6 years old, 7 years old. I'd watch my brother play Halo Reach and Fable 2. I wouldn't play myself. I would watch him play. My brother's about 7 years older than me. I'd watch him play on his Xbox 360, and Call of Duty Zombie split screen is really like my first experience playing video games. I played FIFA my whole life, just growing up, and throughout those days on the Xbox 360, I played a lot of WWE, FIFA, Call of Duty Zombies, things like that. And then I got an Xbox One, and I was always a really big FIFA guy, like I said.
Yeah.
And then my friend Kevin. Oh, and before I get to that, I also played Black Ops 3 on my Xbox One. So I was always a big FIFA, Call of Duty guy. And my friend Kevin in the 5th grade tells me, hey, I'm buying this game called Rainbow Six Siege. You should get it. I was like, okay. And I got it. And I met some of my friends' friends that he knew online. And then we started playing ranked together. And then I was just hooked. And within a year, I was watching the esports. And I've been watching Siege since the first Pro League season, since I was like 11, 12 years old. And tried playing for a little bit. I was terrible. I had a really bad mental. I was always good at IGL. I was like 14, 15. And then all my friends were like, you should coach. I was like, okay, I'll try coaching. And then I started coaching when I was like 15, and I was there. And this is where we are now.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Now, when you got into, I assume you switched from console, you went to PC.
Yeah. I kind of skipped that part, yeah.
Okay. Now, don't tell me, were you on your first PC, was it a laptop or an actual?
I still have this first PC is still the PC I have now.
Oh, okay.
That's why it's so loud. I mean, this guy said he's going to cut it out in the podcast, but he can hear my friggin' fan.
I'm going to reduce that noise. I'm going to filter it out. Yeah.
I think it's time I get a new computer for sure. But yeah, I'm still on my first one.
Okay. Well, probably now with the soon paycheck that you won, probably you get you get something that you could now buy yourself a good computer.
Yeah.
I mean, nowadays you could get a really decent computer. I mean, anywhere you go. I went to Sam's Club and I saw like Cyber Power, and I was like, they're selling Cyber Power here? I'm like, what the heck?
But Cyber Power is terrible, bro. It's really bad. I bought a Cyber Power. This is terrible. This thing sucks.
Oh, then don't get a Cyber Power.
It's had issues since it's been out the box. It's had issues.
Oh no, then don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna build my computer if I get a new one. The only problem is how expensive graphics cards are.
Yeah.
That I feel like low key, like I don't know a ton about computer parts. Maybe any of the listeners can help me out, but it's literally like I don't know where to find graphics cards that aren't like $1 million. So
yeah,
and it makes me almost want to buy a pre-built to avoid needing. Like I feel like I could get a better graphics card from pre-built than just buying a graphics card. You know?
Yeah.
What I mean? I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense because you want to save your money. What I did was with my PC, and I haven't had an issue. I got my PC through Newegg.com. So Newegg is very popular. You know Newegg, right?
Yeah, my brother used that. It's like you pick the parts, right?
Yeah, you get all the parts. So Newegg, they finally came out and said, okay, now we're going to make our own PCs. So they have their own pre-builts. It's called ABS PCs for the best deals ever. I mean, I was like phenomenal. So I lucked out, a couple of years ago, and got a really good decent PC with a 3070 Ti. That, to be really honest, you don't need anything powerful than that just to run Rainbow.
No, yeah, for sure. But it would be nice to be able to run other stuff.
Oh yeah.
But even on Rainbow, I struggle to stream Rainbow right now. It's like I'll stream Rainbow. I'll get like 100 frames, 110, nothing crazy. I'm still on I think I have a 2070 in my computer.
Oh, okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
If you're trying to stream at the same time.
My computer's like 5 years old, 6 years old at this point. So, sorry for yawning. And yeah.
It's coffee time, man. Let's need your
coffee time. No coffee until 90 minutes after I wake up. So, probably around after this, I'll get my coffee in.
Then you get your coffee.
That's a pro tip. You can't wake up and just like fucking inject yourself with caffeine right away.
Yeah, you need your body needs to get a little bit adjusted to waking up, do what it needs to do, and then drink your coffee.
That I find that helps me a lot.
Yeah, it's true.
Just a little side thing for anyone. Wait a little bit.
Now, what other games do you play currently right now? You just other than, obviously Rainbow.
I don't play a ton of Siege anymore. I'm trying to play more. I mostly just watch now. I'm a really big fan of FIFA, or EAFC as it's called now. That's sort of it. I love zombie games, but not a lot of good zombie games are out. As I said earlier, I love like Call of Duty zombies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I like both of the Dying Light games. I love anyone who knows Dying Light. Do you know about Days Gone? Have you ever played Days Gone?
Not Days Gone. I know Resident Evil, and then I know the Dying Lights.
Days Gone's super good.
Really?
Worth checking out. It's on sale a lot. It's originally like a PS4 like exclusive, PS4 exclusive. It didn't do that well because it came out really buggy, so it's not a sequel. But you can get it on PC now too, and there's always a ton of sales. When I first bought Days Gone, I was like $10, and really really good. I like that game a lot. So yeah, I love zombie games and looter shooters. I'm a big fan of the Division, Destiny, but again, there's not a lot of good looter shooters out.
Yeah, well, Destiny did really good, and Division as well. At their, when it came out, and then all of a sudden it did a really high peak. Destiny as well, and then all of a sudden it just dropped down, and now it's not as popular anymore. Not a lot of people are playing it. I don't know why, because Destiny is a really fun game.
No, Destiny's great. My problem with those games is I'll get really busy for like a week or two, and then I won't play them in that week or two, and then I'll just never touch them again, and now I'm like so behind. There's no point.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting on a real, oh my god, I love a good like open world zombie game, man. It's the best. Or a good looter shooter. I need something. I'm craving it, man.
Yeah, I think what it is that you're very intelligent, and this is why you like Rainbow, because Rainbow, and I said this a million times, Rainbow's like a game of chess. It makes you want to improve and get better and better and better. But usually with people that are really smart, they get bored of something really quick because they already know about it. They'll dominate it, and they don't find it. They're like, okay, what else is there to this game? There's nothing more. Now I'm bored. Give me something else. So that's probably what you're going through. You play certain games, you just play for a week, and it was okay. I know everything about this game. I'm done. Let me hop on to something else. With Rainbow, you can't do that because no matter what, there's always going to be a challenge. There's always going to be something that's going to just like, okay, Brazilians play one way. Europeans play in a different way. NA plays different. So you got to be switching strategies and looking for loopholes and seeing how their teams do things. And then, so that's what makes you good at what you're at right now, because you keep on progressing. You keep on doing good.
Yeah. I mean, something that I've really fallen in love with about Siege as I've gotten to a higher level is just the theory of everything. Not necessarily the individual strategies, but the theory of how certain situations should be played, how certain uh, maps should be played, how certain scenarios should be carried out, how you should go about doing certain things. All that, like, just general like theory of Siege, not necessarily like specific strats on a map. That's something that I've really been shown the light to by Fett. That he's like one of the first coaches I've seen really dial in on his sort of theory, and I'm like, that is the next level. That is the next level for me personally as a support staff, as an assistant coach, as an analyst, whatever. It's
Mm-hmm.
developing theory and applying it, and that I've really fallen in love with that because there's so much more to Siege than just making a strat on a blueprint that'll
Yeah.
make you win.
I saw he had a. I think he had a book or gun or something. You guys had like this book, and they were flipping through the pages.
Yeah, that's our strat book.
Yeah, I bet that sucker is worth $1 million, man.
I mean,
Everybody wants that
it
scrapbook.
it costed us a fortune to print because it was like you have to think. I don't remember. I think it was like 400 pages for everybody.
Oh,
Like not
jeez.
each individual. I'm saying like it all together because we had to
Uh-huh.
print out each map 5 times, attack and defense.
Yeah.
So that was like at least I think it was like 400 500 pages, and it was very expensive. It was really expensive. Um,
Wow.
uh, and it was my job at the major to make sure everything was organized in that sense, and make sure
Yeah.
every player got their strat book before the map. Now when we got on stage, it had to be Fett that did it. I would just give Fett the
Hmm.
strat book that like for whatever map, and then he would hand it to them because I'm not allowed on the stage unless it's before or after the game. So if we were
Okay.
playing like a best of three, he would be the one that have to hand it to him.
Wow.
But
So
yeah,
he was a,
it's
he'll
good.
look at the strats and say, okay, we're gonna do this one, or we're
Not
gonna do that one.
necessarily. He would only ever do that on like timeouts.
Oh, okay. He
That,
was
but
like,
those,
okay.
yeah, but those are just so the players have them if they forget something in their setup, or for like our IGLs, um, Sean and Matt to like to call them.
Correct.
Uh, that's all. It was just so we can flip because I mean, like when we're scrimming, we have it up on our computers at home. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
it's just to replicate that.
Wow. Freaking wild. Now you say you like FIFA, you like soccer.
Yeah.
Now, question: Where are you actually from? You were born and raised in the United States, or where you actually
Yeah,
from?
so I was born in the U.S., but my family is from Syria.
Okay.
So from the Middle East. My siblings were born there. I'm the only person in my household and like one of the first people in my family to be born in the United States. But yeah, I've grown up my whole life liking soccer, or football,
Yeah.
depending on who's listening.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, my dad played it his whole life. I played it my whole life. My brother grew up playing basketball, but he watched soccer his whole life. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
That's wild. That's wild. You know Tony? Tony
Tony,
without an H.
Tony without an H. Oh, you
Tom.
mean Tommy? Not
Tommy.
Tony.
Tommy.
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 Yeah. That was confusing because my name's Tony. I was like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know, I know. I was like,
I'm thinking
That's
about
what
you
confused
and
you.
Tommy at the
You
same
saw
time.
you
So,
saw my
yeah.
name in the bottom left and said Tony, and you went,
Yeah,
yep.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tommy.
Tommy.
He's Middle Eastern. I don't know him personally,
Yeah.
but I've spoken to him a couple times, just like a
Phenomenal
Twitch chat.
guy. He's also Middle Eastern. Yeah, phenomenal guy.
Yeah,
Phenomenal guy.
I mean, hey, it's Arab representation's a big thing for me in esports and in Siege
Yeah.
in general. That's something I saw Milos at the major, and I was like, man, it's an honor to meet you because to him, to me, growing up being 12, 13 years old, Milos was really the only Arab person visible in the Siege community. Not necessarily he was the only one, but he was the only player or caster or whatever as an Arab person. I pretty much told him like he's one of the biggest inspirations because he is. Even I was like, Tommy got into Pro League when I was probably like, I think I was in CL already. But even then I was like, that's sick. That's an Arab person in
Right.
Pro League. And then we got our own league. We got the MENA League. And I was like, that's incredible, right? Now we have our own league with Arab players everywhere. That's incredible, because I know Siege is big in the Middle East, and that's why it's important for their
Yeah.
representation. And now I take a lot of pride in being the first ever Arab winner of a Pro Siege circuit event,
I have a
or a
major
Pro
as
Circuit
well.
Siege event.
Right?
Yeah. So
Jeez.
I take a lot of pride in that, because I hope, even though maybe I'm not the most visible, right, because I'm secondary staff, that somebody, even if one Arab person, one Arab, kid who wants to do esports sees that,
Mm-hmm.
even if one person does, I'm very proud of that. Because to me, it's a big deal, and to be able to be a part of that history in Siege, it means so much to me.
Yeah, it's true, man. That's freaking wild. Yeah, that's really nice. So, going back to soccer, so who's your favorite soccer team?
I'm a Liverpool fan. My dad's been a Liverpool fan
Okay.
for since like the 70s, since he was like my age.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan. I'm in a club. I'm in a supporters club. We go and watch the games with a bunch of people. And yeah, I got Liverpool stuff all around my room. I wore a Liverpool jersey in Manchester. I got cursed at. That was fun.
Yeah, because they take soccer over there, or football, what they call, very serious.
Well, I did it as like a social experiment, see if I got like stabbed or something, but I was fine.
Oh gosh.
But yeah, Liverpool fan.
Now, this is the question of all questions: who is the greatest, the GOAT of soccer in your
It's
opinion?
Messi. It's Messi. It's not close.
Messi?
Yeah, Messi for sure. It's not even like
I'm going to tell you one guy that for me, I think is better than Messi. Guess who taught him?
you can say Maradona, Ronaldinho.
No.
Who are you gonna say?
Somebody that Messi called this guy the GOAT, and this other guy called him the GOAT. So they say, okay, fine, we're just both are GOATs.
Isn't it Ronaldinho said that?
Ronaldinho, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah.
I never
don't think
seen
he's
a player.
GOAT, but yeah.
But man,
No, yeah.
he won a World Cup, and I never seen guys do what he do. Ronaldinho does. He could take four people and just confuse the heck out of them, and just, I mean, look at his replays. The guy is freaking crazy.
Yeah, who doesn't love Dino, man?
Yeah, yeah. And
Dino's
then when he
incredible.
was playing with Messi, they were playing together, and Ronaldinho would say, "Hey, keep an eye on this guy. He's gonna be the future."
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh no!" And he says, "No, keep an eye on him. Keep an eye. He's gonna be the future. He's phenomenal. He's the best." And they're like, "No, you're the best." He goes, "Yeah, but this guy here, watch him." And then, and they played together. It was amazing. They were phenomenal together. They did good. And I was like, wow. And it's very interesting how these soccer players, they start off and they grow and they get up and then they do what they do and win, and it's really crazy. The stress that and the stuff they got to put their body through. I mean, you ever seen the size of their legs?
I mean, yeah, soccer's tough, man.
Oh
my
God.
I never played past high school, but holy, that it's so much running. I would run like 2 miles a day as like a warm up. That's what our coach would make us do. We'd literally
As a warm up?
We'd literally arrive to practice and we'd run 2 miles. That would be like the first thing we did before we kicked the ball. We'd stretch and run 2 miles, and then we would start playing. Because he wanted to train us tired. That was his whole thing, which is smart. Because you're not always going to be passing a ball or trying to score a goal or trying to defend when you're on 100% energy. You might be the around halftime or around the 60th minute, you've probably ran about 2-3 miles at this point in a soccer game. By halftime, maybe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or towards the start of the second half, you've probably ran like 2-3 miles at that point. So it's that's the crazy thing. Or at least if you're a midfielder, at least maybe if you're a center back, you can get away with less running. But yeah,
But still, man, to put you guys to run 2 miles before playing, that's kind of wild.
That's what he
Okay, but you run 2 miles. Let's get your endurance up. Okay, now start practicing. We're gonna play.
in the Pennsylvania heat, we'd arrive in our sneakers, and then we put on our cleats.
Oh,
We'd arrive in running shoes, and
Oh
then
my gosh, that is wild.
because we had a track around. I don't know if you ever seen like how a lot of high school like fields are like. We had
Yeah.
a track, like a track and field
A
track
racetrack? Yeah.
around. Yeah, so we would run that. I think it was 8 times because 4 times on that was a mile.
Yeah.
And then
Oh
yeah,
my god. Jeez, the amount of calories you guys burn. And I bet you got to pump yourself up with a lot of carbohydrates after, so you guys be
yeah,
have
get
the
the
energy
Gatorade
afterwards.
in, get the bananas,
Yeah, the bananas, the Gatorade, potassium. You
the
need that.
crackers. We'd have packs of crackers sometimes.
No Snicker bars,
No Snicker bars, not allowed.
no chocolate. Okay.
No, just Ritz crackers.
I remember some coaches in the football, and when I was in high school, and they would give Snicker bars. Have some Snickers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, have
That's
the
kinda-
sugar.
That's counterproductive.
Have a Snicker. Eat that before a game. Get you pumped up. Get that sugar rush in you.
Most we'd ever have is like our coach would give us granola before games or trail mix.
Oh yeah.
You
Okay.
know, there was a couple M&Ms in there.
Yeah.
and the
Add
trail
some
mix.
chocolate. Dang. And you never want to pursue a career in that once you were
Soccer.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I was pretty good. In like at the start of high school, I was pretty good in middle school, and I had like a choice to make. I was like, I can either full commit to Siege or I can full commit to soccer, and the other one I won't stop doing completely. I'll just do it for fun. Like I won't just full commit to it. And I committed to Siege. I was like, I'm gonna take soccer more casually. I will say when I played in high school, I could have trained harder. I could have kept myself in better shape. I could even be in better shape now, but it is what it is. But I just, to me, when I got to that certain point, I was like, I still enjoy soccer. I'm going to play soccer, but Siege is my focus. And I think it was the right decision at the end. But I think I could have played further past high school if I had worked harder. But again, that was the choice I made. It was either I go full send on soccer, full send on Siege. I do think about maybe getting my coaching license for soccer one day. I don't know if you know how it works in the U.S., but you have to get a license to be able to coach soccer, and then you start with like kids and you work your way up. So that's something I'm interested in potentially doing, in the future when this is all done.
Wow. That's wild. Now, how do your father? I know in Middle Eastern culture, Arabs, they look up to their father's opinion. What was your father's opinion about you deciding on Siege instead of soccer?
To him, well, it wasn't really a decision he was involved in. To him, I was just going to the soccer practices and playing the games anyway. And then I play video. It's like my life. Here's the thing. My life, from like an outside perspective, would not have changed that much, because it was all just get home from school, go to soccer practice, play Siege all day, repeat, right? Go, or go to school, go to my soccer game, play Siege all day.
It's like a routine. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just what I was doing in the time that he didn't see. Was I in the park juggling soccer balls? Was I running my 2 miles on the weekend? Was I doing push-ups in my room, or was I VOD reviewing, or was I scrimming, or was I doing whatever? That was stuff that he didn't see, so he didn't really have an opinion on it, because to him there was no difference.
So he didn't get upset, like, hey, what are you doing? You should go to college. You should do this.
Well, I go to college now.
Oh, you go to college now?
Yeah, but I just don't play soccer in college.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I could have if I had focused on soccer, but I didn't. But
Okay.
yeah, I go to school now. I do computer science.
Oh, computer science. That's phenomenal. My cousin did that, and she graduated, and I think she had an offer to work at Microsoft at one point.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what she did, and I think she didn't take it. She got married and got kids, so it's like
Yeah, it's tough.
she went to do something else.
Yeah, and I'm trying to do a data science focused computer science degree. If that makes sense.
Data
How
science.
people have degrees, but they're it's computer science specialized in data. Does that make sense? Like something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know the exact name of it, but you know how degrees can be like that sometimes.
Yeah, you could
So
be in the
that's-
medical field, but you could have a specialty on certain thing on children,
Yeah.
or
That is
yeah.
that's a lot more math because it's data.
Mm.
But I'm gonna try and push through it
Oh, you got it. You
because
got
I
this.
don't want to be a programmer. I just want to get the degree because it'll be easier for me to get a job as an analyst. I just want to be an analyst. I don't want to be a programmer. But if you get the computer science or data science degree, it makes it easier to get a job as an analyst as opposed to if I just had a finance degree.
Freaking wild, man. I mean, then literally, you're freaking smart. See, I knew it. I knew you were smart.
Thank you.
I knew you were smart. How long was that flight from where you're in Pennsylvania right now, right? You said
Yeah.
from Pennsylvania to Manchester. How? Jeez.
Like about 7 hours, 6.5, 7 hours.
7 hour flight.
Yeah, from Manchester to I did Manchester to New York, and then because there's no
Oh,
direct,
okay.
there's no directs from so I actually flew out of New Jersey, but then when I flew back, I flew into New York because there was no directs from Manchester Airport to New Jersey, but there was Manchester to New York. So that's what I did, and yeah, it was about 6.5, 7 hours, and then about a 2 hour drive.
Now you don't like football, American football, do you?
Not like football. I'm not as big into it and as
NFL?
other sports, but I like it. I'm a
Okay.
Steelers fan.
Me too.
Oh, that's sick.
I'm a
That's awesome.
die-hard Steeler fan, man.
We'll get out of QB hell eventually.
Yeah, it's true.
It'll happen.
Yeah, I'm a die-hard because of I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm from the island, and born and raised in the island. But then we had a baseball player back in the day, Roberto Clemente. He was a Pittsburgh Pirate, so I just stuck with the Pittsburgh team.
Pittsburgh team. Yeah.
Yeah, when it comes to football and baseball, Pittsburgh my go-to. Basketball, I grew up since I was a little kid. I saw so much the Celtics, so I kind of got embedded with the Celtics because I just saw them. I was the only team. That was before then Michael Jordan came in, and it was the Michael Jordan wave, and everybody became, a lot of people jumped ship and bandwagon and got on the Chicago train. But I would just always I grew up watching sports because of my stepfather, but I wasn't so heavy into it. But because in the island is mainly baseball, there's basketball, and boxing is really big. Other than that, we just finally, I don't know how many years, probably over 10, 15 years, we finally have a soccer team.
Yeah.
So, but it's not as popular. A lot of people think soccer was going to be very popular in the island because we're Spanish. Because you see Spain and you see Argentina, you see all these other countries, that they have a soccer team, but Puerto Rico was never into soccer. So it was baseball and basketball. Yeah. So when I went to Pittsburgh, it was really awesome because I got to see, they have a statue of Clemente, and they have Clemente Street. And I was like, dang, this is really nice.
Yeah.
The way he died, right?
No, I read how I learned about him in school, but I don't really remember too much about him. I have a school. There's an elementary school across the street from me, and it's called Roberto Clemente.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was a really genuine, really good guy. he'll take some of his, money as perceived, it's money that he will receive. And he was flying out. I forgot where was he flying to. I don't know if he was flying to the Dominican Republic or to Haiti to send food, to give food to the poor and to the needy. And on that way, his trip, his something happened to the plane and it crashed.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
That's really sad.
it's really sad. It's like, man, the good die young. It's really crazy. Same thing like what happened with Kobe Bryant. He's taking his daughter to a game. And all of a sudden,
really sad.
it's like sad. It's like, man, this guy Roberto Clemente, he was just doing something good. But you always question yourself, this universe, it's like, God, why you allow this, and God has his reasons why. But it's so tough to know these good people that are out there doing something good, and all of a sudden, passes away on a plane crash by just bringing food.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's everyone has their destiny. You can't escape destiny. That's all it is. There's nothing more than that either. It's all just destiny. Can't overthink it.
Yeah, that's how it is. It's all destiny. Like Beast Coast was destined to win the major. No matter.
That's a crazy transition.
It was destined to win.
You're talking about plane crashes, people dying,
yeah,
straight back to Siege. That's wild.
Yeah, boom. There you go. I got you.
Yep.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. When I was in Pittsburgh, it was really nice. I really liked it. I saw, I love the city, really cool. And it made me feel good that they honored Clemente the way they did, because I'm from the island of Puerto Rico. We don't have that many famous people to be known around the world, and Clemente is one of them. We got, when people are like, oh yeah, Puerto Rico, yeah, that's where J-Lo's from, right? It's like, please, no. She's from New York. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't claim her.
Yeah, the island doesn't claim her, like, really, like, like, oh, she's one of us. It's very weird. It's very weird how things are in the island, because she doesn't go to the island that much and is like all supportive and all like, hey, I'm over here, how's everybody doing? Nothing. She's no.
It seems like a good place to visit, though, for sure.
It
Weather's
is
nice, right?
It's like Florida, where I'm at right now. Florida, it's U.S. territory. You just need your driver's license, U.S. currency. That's all you need, just driver's license. You're a U.S. citizen, because the island's all, it's all U.S.
Yeah, is it like U.S. law and everything as well, or?
Yeah, it's a territory of the United States. The only thing is that we're not a state yet.
Yeah, y'all should be, probably.
We should, because we could, if we are in the mainland, what we call, United States, then we could vote for the president of the United States. But if we don't, we're in the island, we can't vote for the president of the United States. Really weird.
Yeah.
They could draft us in a war, but we can't vote for the president who drafted us.
Y'all can get drafted?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, we're all U.S. citizens, but it's crazy.
I wasn't. So you guys are citizens.
We're citizens. We got to pay income taxes. We got to pay federal taxes. So we got to obey the U.S. laws. Everything's the same. The only difference is we're Commonwealth, basically. We just can't. We have a governor. We don't have a president. We have a governor that runs the island, but he has to follow what the president of the United States say.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. I wasn't aware of that. Actually.
Yeah.
I'm not really too educated on like how territories work. So,
yeah.
That doesn't seem too fair. Yeah.
It isn't. I found out why, because it will create an imbalance when it comes to the voting system, because Puerto Rico, the majority of the people that are in the island, have a lot of family members are from New York, and so Puerto Rico would turn into be more of a Democrat. So it was something that I saw and I was reading, that it just creates a really bad imbalance. And the other thing when we even voted to become a state and we won the vote and we said, yes, we want to become a state, the United States will say, no, not yet, or something happens along the lines that it never goes through. Two, the other thing is you got the Hawaiians saying, don't do it. It will ruin your culture. Keep it as it is, a commonwealth. Keep it as, how it is. But once if you become fully a state, your culture is going to be dying out little by little. And I understand where they're coming from because it's true. You go to Hawaii, it's all like tourism. And then you got the locals, the native Hawaiians that just like, they don't even sell their lands to nobody unless you are a native Hawaiian because of the cultures, dying out. So it's really, really crazy. And they're protecting their small little islands that they have there. And they don't want no tourists there. They don't want nobody. They're just only their own people. It's really crazy. It's really, really, really crazy. And I always thought that we were going to become a state, but we never become a state because of that. It's so much division, so much confusion. And people say, no, we don't want it. We want to stay like how it is. So at the end of the day, we just end up staying like how it is.
I mean, sometimes the grass ain't always greener. I mean, I don't know. I'm not an expert on the subject, but it's just like you got, it just seems complicated, and you just kind of see where it goes.
It is. It's kind of wild. It's kind of wild, man. So, now back to the Rainbow Six stuff. Yeah. What are your plans now for the future? What is it you're going to be doing now? Or are you just going to go more into doing your stuff in college? But I know you said something that you're going to be prepping up now for the World Cup. The World Cup.
I mean, so right now it's like a short break after the major. I am personally still like doing stuff in preparation for stuff after the break, but actual break from like our practice regimen and things like that for a little bit. Not too long because we have the qualifiers and like I think they're in like a month, might be a little bit less than a month now. Those are going to be really tough. We understand that they're going to be tough, but again, same mentality that we can beat anybody if we play our game day by day, game by game, round by round.
Yeah.
But those qualifiers are going to be hard because only 3 teams qualify, best of ones. It's going to be a war zone for sure, but we're ready for it. And then hopefully after that we make the World Cup and we compete there, visit Saudi Arabia, and make an impact there. But you just got to take it day by day. We get back to practice, get ready for the qualifiers. That's the most recent thing coming.
Wow. Now, who is the owner of Beast Coast? Is that guy Grant?
Grant. Yep, Grant. My goat. Best boss ever.
Really cool guy.
He's the best, man. Yeah, he's so passionate about his org. Even though he doesn't know a lot about Siege, he was very eager to learn. He asked us a lot of questions, not necessarily in like a condescending or a bad way. He asked us the questions to actually learn about the game. So when he was watching and when he was talking to us, he understood, which I really appreciated. He was very involved, very connected. He works really hard. It's a great guy overall. And he truly loves esports. He has such a passion for Beast Coast. And I'm really happy to be a part of Beast Coast's first championship because it meant so much to him specifically.
Oh, isn't that wow? Now, Beast Coast has Rainbow Six Siege. What other games? Dota 2, right?
Dota. I seriously think it might. I don't know. Maybe there's PUBG. But the big one, the Beast Coast started in Dota.
Okay.
Grant's a big Dota guy, and that's where he got the idea to start an esports team, was from a Dota event.
That's wow. I just saw him on Twitter. I just followed him. I didn't know who was the owner, CEO of Beast Coast. That's kind of wild. It's kind of nice when you have a CEO that's there with you guys and
he's involved,
being supportive, being involved, instead of just, oh, I'm on vacation, I'm just gonna let you guys do what you got to do, and I'll be, somewhere else.
Yeah, no, he's always working, doing stuff for his teams, doing stuff for his org, for his employees, everything. He's always working really hard.
That's crazy, man. That's
and
nice.
that trickles down to the rest of the org, trickles down to the other executives, trickles down to the teams. Like seriously, he is he's such a big part. And I mean, yeah, you'd hope that the CEO and the owner is a big part of the team.
Yeah, you hope.
And that's what he is.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Seems like a humble guy, man. The way you're trying to explain it.
Yeah, he's also a very humble guy.
Yeah.
Super passionate.
I'm happy.
Really
I'm happy for you and the guys that you got a good owner. Because I hear owners throughout the industry, Apex, Counter-Strikes, all this stuff. There's so many owners out there. And some players were like, man, freaking owner, he doesn't even respond to me. He doesn't even care. He just cares about a paycheck and that's it.
No,
but
he cares
some
a lot.
owners that, yeah, there are very few that they're just like, they really devoted and they care about the org and about the players. They're there supporting them and, being there. And that makes you feel good. That makes the players even feel even better.
Of course it makes us feel
Like,
good
oh,
because he's right there with us, and he took care of everything for us. He took care of our we boot camped in London. He took care of that.
Really?
Yeah. So he just helps us out, man. He coordinates so much. He helps. We have great management over at Beast Coast because we have Cav as a VP. He's incredible. He's just great. Reflection of the org, and we have Fozo as well, who's like our GM for Siege, and he's incredible as well. So it's all just it all just comes together, and they all just take care of us and support us and provide really good structure for us to thrive.
That is wild, man. I mean, that's congratulations. You deserve it, man. Out of all the people I know, you deserve it because you've been through thick and thin. Back when we were with Wildcard, I mean, you did phenomenal, and through thick and thin as well. And then you left Wildcard, and then you went to with Beast Coast. So I'm so happy for you, man. Trust me, I'm super happy. And I even messaged you. Yeah, I told you, win or lose, man. Even before you guys won, I was proud of you.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it, man.
I said that, and I tell my friends, I say, guys, I don't care if you guys win, you guys lose, you're still my friends. I love you guys. I don't care. I'm just happy you guys are friends. That is all I care about, and because sometimes I hate the guys that they don't talk to you, but then as soon as you become popular or something you did big and amazing, then you get all these, hey, what's up, buddy? Like, wait 1 second. You always rejected me from the get-go. What the heck now?
Yeah, I mean, I got so many phone notifications after we won, and it was from friends from a long way back, and people and supporters and everything. I didn't have too many issues with fake people. Yeah, and I hope that continues. But it was very almost emotional to have such an overwhelming amount of support from my people that I know personally, and as well as just the Beast Coast people, the Beast Coast fans out there. There truly is a lot of them, and they push us.
That's amazing, man. That's amazing. Well, Tony, I know it's that time, and I know you got things to do, and you're gonna be busy, and I don't want to keep you up too much, and I got errands to run as well, but yeah. But listen, man, I know this won't be the first nor the last time I have you on the show, man. I mean, this is a phenomenal experience. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me and to be on the podcast.
Of course, man. Thank you for having me. I'd be down to do it again. Just let me know.
Just let me know,
man. When you got a slot open. I got you.
Yeah,
man. This was great.
This is great. I tell people, I said, guys, relax. Some people, okay, do I got to talk to my managers? Do I got to do that? I said, listen, this is a laid back. We're going to talk about your dog, your cats, what's your favorite food. I mean, forget about it, you know? Just chill. It's okay. It's like a Joe Rogan style, you know? Don't worry about, I'm under NDA. Don't worry about it. I'm not going to talk about what is your team doing now? What are the strategy? What, all this stuff that you can't talk about.
No,
I mean, some people fear that. I said, don't worry. It's not going to happen. And I think they listen to the other podcasts, and they're like, okay, cool.
That's what I did. I was like, yeah, this seems like a good time.
Yeah, they're listening.
This is the one with Rexon. This is the one with CD.
Oh, good Rexon, stuff, yeah, man. Really good guy. I know him.
Yeah.
Jeez, I know Rexon for a while. Yeah, he's been playing for quite some time. Yeah. It's like Hot and Cold. Hot and Cold played for a long time.
Not as long as Hotton, but yeah, pretty long.
Yeah.
Hot's been around forever, dude.
Hot's been he's a legend. I'm so happy for him, man. So freaking.
He got it.
Yeah, I already invited him. I said, dude, you got to come to the podcast. We need to talk. I need to bring him over. Bring him over to podcast and talk to him, and because I love that statement. He says, for all those haters, guess what? I got a freaking trophy now.
Yeah, I mean, and you know what? Hopefully he gets more.
Yeah. I mean, you guys got a good team. The chemistry is there. You guys work good together. You guys got it. Gotta
keep working.
Simple. Yep. Well, listen, Tony, I get everybody a minute to be on stage to tell the world where they could find you, where they could see you, what are your socials. The stage is yours, man.
Yeah. So mainly just on X or Twitter, FroshiiAJN. So that's Froshii, how it's normally spelled with both I's, AJN. And then same thing on Twitter and on Twitch, FroshiiAJN everywhere.
Oh, thank you. I truly appreciate it. Well, guys, till next time. God bless you. Peace.
Thank you for listening to the DrVtach Show, and don't forget to click follow.